All right, guys, my name is Brandon. I'm with Mack's Move Management, and here's 11 steps on how to have a perfect move. The first one, the office should call, or your dispatcher should call the customer 2 days prior to arrival. The reason for this is just in case the customer has a closing on the house, maybe they weren't able to secure, a babysitter for the child or a pet sitter. You definitely want to call 2 days in advance. This helps the customer be prepared, and you make sure that you as well know that you're going to a customer that's also prepared. 2, the crew should also call the customer prior to arrival to the home. After the guys have already geared up, you got all your equipment in your truck, you got your address punched into your GPS, go ahead and either the driver or the helper, give the customer a call or a quick text, let them know that you're en route to your location, and provide them with the ETA. This also sets the expectation for the customer to be back home just in case they would have dropped their kids off to school. For the third one, look to keep the customer happy, break the ice in the beginning. So pretty much this means when you walk up to the house, knock on the door with your best mannerism that your mother taught you, or father, you knock on the door, introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Brandon, I'm the foreman. This is my helper, and you introduce the team that you have with you.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Mornings with Movers, y'all. We're still waiting on a couple of guests to get in here. That echo is so annoying. We're still waiting on a couple of guests to get in here, but ultimately, yeah, we are at 102 episodes so far, and I am super, super excited. But we're gonna get it going today. Just go over a couple of notes before we get started. So again, the theme of this episode is summer growth and business gems for the moving industry. So we're just going to be talking about things you guys can be doing to stay busy this summer, as well as just dropping those extra gems so you can implement it at whatever point in time that you want to. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel so that you can continue to get weekly updates. This episode is brought to you by Max Moving Training, where training is to learn and learn is to grow. Also sponsoring this episode is Moving Force, your on-demand team for every move. So if you're ever running short on movers for the day or just need the extra helping hands, Moving Force is the go-to app. Within seconds, you post your request and sit back and let the magic take place. Download the Moving Force app today. All right, child. So, with that being said,
I like how you do the drop at the end. If I could just, that's the touch. That's the touch.
so I was working on that. So yes. So again, we got some amazing people in the building. As you already know, Ryan Marsh, from SuperMove, always been holding it down with me. So very little words to say about him, but we're gonna still share his side of the thing. And then let's see what else. So if sorry, losing my mind. So, all right. So basically, we're gonna go around and we're gonna do a little round table of all the guests kind of introducing themselves, their role they play in their business. Some of them are multi-entrepreneurs, so whatever business y'all want to share, y'all can share. And then basically, one quick win or lesson that you had this year. So again, so we'll start with Steven and take off, Steve.
What's up? I want to share that how honored I am to be a part of this. I was saying before we got on air, 100 episodes is no joke. I'm a subscriber to the channel. I learn a lot, respect what you and Ryan give the industry, and every episode I learn something. So thankful for what you do and thankful to be invited on the 100th episode. Props to you. Just wanted to share that. This is a moving force in the industry, if you will. Boom, drop it with the finger on that side. But yeah, I'm Stephen Reed. I own Big League Movers in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is the greatest land of all the United States. Don't pay attention to the news. Come on down and visit us. I own OnDeck Deliveries, and I own Ready Rolls. If anybody's interested in getting a VA set up for their moving company, I put in our systems with your VA that we have at Big League Movers. I'll go on lessons and wins because I think they're the same thing. Every lesson I have is I really focus on to make it a win. I have a lesson that hit me in the face again, and it has time and time again. It probably won't be the last time, but I need to continue to teach myself that values and employees, matching values, are way more important than a temporary need. And I learned that lesson again this year. I learned that lesson again in the future, I'm sure, hopefully a little bit better every time, but that's my lesson and win is know your values. If you're a younger moving company, I didn't take that serious at first. I kind of just did it as an exercise, but really who you are and what you expect in the culture of your organization. And if somebody doesn't match it, that's your cue to move on. And that's my lesson that I've learned again this year myself, and that's my win.
Okay.
Oh, Matty Mailers, what's going on, buddy?
Let's go. What's up, Steven?
Happy July. And
Yes,
so,
sir. Let's
yeah,
go.
that's what I share. You know me, I'll talk all day, so I'll leave it at that and
All
let the
right.
other guys
All
go.
right.
But thankful to be here. Thankful for the lessons. Thankful for this moving industry. And 100 episodes is really good commitment and appreciative for the moving industry on the part. I'm a listener. Y'all see me type in sometimes, say hey. But thank you guys.
No problem. All right, so we go over to Mr. Alex Tancredi, and not from Prison Break, y'all. No relations.
Dwight made sure to point that out for me on our first episode. I guess I've got some famous relatives somewhere. It's great to meet you all, you guys. Alex Tancredi. I'm with Mission Disrupt, which is a small but mighty digital marketing team. I've got offices on Long Island, but really our team is kind of spread out across the United States. We really have our roots and our core in the moving and storage industry, as our founder grew up with his father as an executive of a moving and storage business out on Long Island. And so as he founded the agency, that was really where he kind of got his footing. And it wasn't a place that we necessarily spent a lot of our attention until I joined the team this year. But it's clear that we really love working with these family-owned businesses, and locking ourselves in with the moving and storage industry is a great way to kind of just expand upon that and stick true to who we are, which is, a small but mighty team. We're never looking to be everything. We want to kind of plug in with an organization that knows where they're going. They've got some internal resources, and we can kind of just come in and help. Um, Stephen, I'm going to double down on what you said. Values over need every time. In our space, in the marketing umbrella, there's 7 or 8 different facets of marketing, but paid media specifically, those specialists, it's one of the highest turnover jobs right now in the US, definitely within the marketing realm. And so it's very easy to see agencies that are coming in and just recycling those people all the time. And as a small team, that's just not a sustainable method for us. And it's not a way that we could survive. And so I think what's been great for us is, as a newer member of the team, been here only about a year, but everybody else has been with the agency almost its entire 10-year career. And so I think that speaks volumes to Dean, our owner, and the kind of environment that he's built, and understanding that, look, do you match this culture and what we're working towards versus are you just really good at what you do? So, Stephen, I believe in that wholeheartedly, and I just wanted to make sure I double down on that and say thank you for bringing it to the team's attention right off the bat. But I think a good lesson this year, at least on our side, has been, profits and margins instead of growth, right? I think it's very easy to hear marketing agencies come in and push growth and try to help you with your growth, but we're dealing with a very uncertain year. The economy is tough. People aren't making big buying decisions. If they're moving, sometimes they're trying to figure out how to do it themselves and maybe not make the investment, right? So where we've focused our attention this year is, hey, let's take it back to your foundations. Are you doing everything correctly? Let's make sure there's no cracks or holes that things are slipping through. How can we just make this entire thing more efficient? Because true margins and profitability, that creates long-term sustainable growth versus just throwing a ton of money at Google, getting as many leads as you can, and trying to convert on what is probably a pretty fickle system. So I think our big lesson this year is about profit margins versus just straight up growth.
Okay. Okay, nice, nice. So, it's a hard lineup today because you don't know who you want to go next, go last, because everybody's good here. So, but we're gonna
Alex,
start off.
sorry, Alex, that's really good feedback, especially in the moving industry this year. We're all battling a different kind of volume, especially ones that have been in it for a long time to get that growth. It's a little harder, and
Right.
really doubling down on profit being more important than growth is a really good message that we can all relate to. Very much so.
I appreciate that, Stephen.
All right. So we'll kick it off to the next person in line, James Hatfield. I'll let the man speak for himself. He's just been killing it.
Dwight, thanks for having me, guys. Over 100, that's a nice round number. You and Ryan are doing things. Appreciate what you're bringing to the industry. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer here at LiveSwitch. I have hundreds and hundreds of moving companies and many other industries. Actually, that's been a big outpouring in the last year. We've got thousands and thousands of users now. We've really been exploding and also partnering with great companies. I see Jason on here from Moveitpro. LiveSwitch is now under the hood of most of your platforms, and we're helping with your virtual estimates and your on-site documentation to cover your backside, right? That's what we're all about. I think the big win that I heard is one of my customers told me the other day, you know what, James, with what we're doing with some virtual estimates, he's like, I'm getting 2 hours back every day with my 2-year-old daughter, right? And that's where it really matters. I always tell people the most important meeting of my day is at the dinner table. And that's the meeting I'm not going to miss. That's where I got 4 little kids, right? And sometimes we invite others around the dinner table. Like yesterday, I had a family around the dinner table. We were just talking life, going through things. Today, I got someone at the dinner table. In addition, we just launched a church and a hospice. You don't really hear of that before, but my family goes in and we sing to people about to have their last day. So I think for me personally, my biggest victory is holding someone's hand, singing Amazing Grace on their last day on the earth, and with my kids side by side. So making an impact in our communities is something that we're really trying to do here. Am I trying to make an impact at the dinner table first? I want to make an impact in my community next, and then I want to make an impact in my industries that I know, love, and serve. I'm not just here to take money. I want to give more than I take. So look forward today, Dwight. Looking forward to hearing everybody on the call. Thanks for having me.
All right, awesome, awesome. Um, Next in line, we got Cade. Take it off, Cade.
Yeah. Well, what's up, guys? Happy to be here again. Wyatt, thanks for having me back. Um, gosh, I mean, my journey has shifted a lot from when I first started in moving. So basically started from being in the moving industry to leaving the moving industry to coming back to the moving industry. And today, obviously, my role is much different in my company. I'm very hands off. My focus is more on growing our portfolio of businesses, which now currently I own 44 different companies as of yesterday. So that's more my role today. And with that role, if we're talking about lessons, I would say learning, consistent learning, consistent growth, always looking for ways you can educate yourself, looking for ways you can better your company, and no matter whether, like it's what these other guys have talked about, getting time back, building a culture, building systems, building processes. All those things are things that you need. All those are things that you got to learn how to do if you ever want to grow not only a sustainable company, but a company that you are able to walk away from and can run itself. And so I'll just say it's another year of making sure that learning is a high priority and growth is personal growth, investing in yourself really, so that you can pour back into your company and your people so that they can then grow your company for you.
So
Yeah.
what's one win you had this year, you could say, off the top of your head?
Oh, shoot, man. There's been a lot. It's been a great year for us, even in the moving industry. Um, I'd say probably our work that we're doing in AI. That is probably what I would say I'm most excited about in terms of wins and the stuff that we're doing there. So yeah, I'd say everything that we're doing around AI has been what I would consider my biggest wins so far this year.
Okay, okay. All right. So going down the line, let's go, Ryan. Let's take it off.
What's up, everybody? Ryan here. Obviously, former mover of 12 years in the Unigroup system before I made that wild and crazy jump to the tech side of the house. And what a wild ride it's been. But before I kind of dive in, I mean, I'd love to echo what Steven had said, what Kate had said, what Alex and James. I can't even follow. Literally, you almost made my right eye, not the left, the right eye tear up when you talk about the church within a hospital and spending time with people on kind of their last day on earth. Y'all probably can't see it because my camera's not the greatest, but the hair is standing up sideways from this. But before I dive in, a couple pieces here, I really want to give a major shout out to Excuse me, Dwight here. I mean, Dwight, you have shown up every single Thursday for this industry for I don't know how long, and not just on Thursdays. You show up at all times. Doesn't matter if it's a holiday, you continue to give back with everything that you have going on, obviously with getting married and having children and creating Moving Force and all the other things you're doing behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see. You still show up for this industry every single week. Your passion for the industry is outstanding, and I'm just proud to. I'm not even sure how the hell I got on your show initially, but I was super proud to be a part of all of this and be here with all of you. But kind of echoing what most folks are saying is, traveling and seeing hundreds and hundreds of moving companies. Over the past couple of years that I've been with SuperMove, and then with our SuperMove Road Tour, we're going to basically hit about another 14 to 1,500 moving companies. And kind of the common theme is what I'm seeing is the ones that are choosing their people over profits are absolutely super successful. The ones that are choosing the profits over the people are absolutely struggling at the moment. And, many, many, many wins. But I think the biggest win I'm seeing is, everybody that is on this stage here today is continually giving back to the industry, an industry that's been underserved for a long, long time. And every single one of you, I mean, I don't think there's a time where I haven't texted Steven or shot a message to James or Dwight or Alex and Maddie. I haven't got to text you yet, Jason, but maybe at some point I'll get a chance to. But good to see you as well, my man. But everybody here, is working so hard for this industry, and it's just super blessed to be a part of this. And we'll pass it on forward to let the powers to be that are way more intelligent than I am have the stage here.
All right. What's before we move along, what's one win you say you take away from this year?
One win. Ooh. There's so many. I don't think there's many major wins. I think sometimes that, we tend to focus on that massive win, but I tend to focus and really kind of celebrate the mini wins that we all kind of have each and every day. We all know this industry is kind of up and down, and we try to grasp the big, massive win. And there are a lot of those as well. But I think my biggest win is learning how to celebrate the mini wins, right? There's a lot of setbacks in this industry, but, the ability to continue to push forward and hone in on those small wins has been a major win for me, if that makes any sense at all.
No, cherishing the little milestones before you get to the big ones is always something that you want to, it's like you kind of want to crawl before you walk. You don't want to sit here and just say, hey, I'm only going to celebrate the major wins, because obviously who knows how long that takes you. It's like some of us make those lifelong journey goals. We're like, hey, we want to be super wealthy. We want to live this type of lifestyle. And we know that it's going to be a long road till we get to that comfort spot, and we forget everything before then. So taking those little initiatives and taking those little wins as we're on that journey is definitely most important. But down the road we go. Mr. Jason, welcome back.
How's it going? Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm Jason Bergenske. I'm the founder and CEO of Moveitpro Software and Lion's Den Booking Service. We book moves for moving companies. And because of those two, have allowed me also to this year actually I acquired I'm at about $12 million in real estate, all residential homes, rentals. But that's all from building these companies and being in the industry. I grew up. My grandparents started a moving company back in the '60s. And grew up causing havoc in the warehouse, and so that's how I got into it. So probably probably one of our biggest wins this year. We've been in business since 2016 was when we got our first customer, so it was at 9 years. And actually last month was our best month we've ever had for both Moveitpro and Lion's Den. Lion's Den actually went up substantially. Even better than during COVID, which is surprising. So we've got about Moveitpro has about 1,400 moving companies in the United States, Canada, Australia, and the UK. Lion's Den does not have that many. We're about 400 moving companies that we answer phones for and book jobs for, but over 400 moving companies. The revenue's definitely starting to go up, which is good. July looks pretty solid for us, for the ones that we're answering calls for and doing, which is I think very encouraging because, obviously all of us that own moving companies or work directly with moving companies, last year sucked. I mean, for the most part, most moving companies didn't hit their goal. They didn't hit where they wanted to be. In fact, some of them shrunk from the year before, which also wasn't that great. So I think it's really encouraging to see the market for the moving industry starting to go in the right direction where we want it to go. So, yeah.
Okay. So Matt, last but not least, take it off.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Matty Mailers, as some of you know. I was the one responsible for bringing handwritten letters, easily accessible handwritten letters to the moving industry for newly listed homes. So not only that, I own a moving company in Colorado Springs called I Haul, I Move. So I've owned this company now 17 years. So it's definitely been a long time coming. But I think my biggest win right now is just, kind of testing a little bit of like what Ryan here said, which was people before profit, focusing on rebuilding the people, the culture at my moving company, and just the hiring process alone has helped really kind of propel us not only with 5-star reviews, but just kind of the overall vibes within my moving company. And so I'm pretty excited about kind of where we're at right now.
Okay. And did we share one win yet?
I think that was my win, was just like hiring right now. Like hiring right now has really changed our business, really focusing on that and kind of redoing our hiring process to kind of get in good movers, getting good people, managers in place has been my biggest win this year. Is there still fires to fight every day? Absolutely. We're in firefighting season, but it's definitely been a lot better than prior seasons. I'm definitely not losing. I'm still losing hair, but not as much.
All right. So we will basically ultimately have questions that come in from the chat. As they come in, we'll look to try to address them depending on where we are. But to start off, we're going to start with the moving company owners in the room. So we'll start with Steven first. What's the number one thing moving companies should be doing right now to stay busy through the summer?
I think one of the big things we're doing, I'll add a tidbit besides the basic things, is really asking why your customer's moving. Not just how you heard about us, but why. Why are you moving, and seeing trends, what's going on in your city? Like a lot of people are leaving Memphis, right? And so every one of those leads to me is saying, oh, you're leaving for work. Where are you working? Who's HR approving this or not? Do they have a program for you, or they just give you a budget? And those kind of things leads you to kind of see where your customers are coming from and how to grow those things. So a tidbit in marketing is really focusing on why your current customers are moving and trending that and seeing how you can grow in that way. In my city, unfortunately, crime is up, and a lot of people are sick of it and they're leaving. Or a lot of people are getting relocated, their businesses are leaving, right? And so it's me trending that, our guys trending why they're moving has enabled us to get more leads going to how can we help facilitate the other people that need to move this way.
Sounds like just asking the right questions when you're speaking to these customers is going to be key to everything.
Yeah.
Don't just look at them as a transaction. Look at them as a rapport, something you want to build a relationship.
Into intuition, right? It leads you into, oh, that person's moving. How can I get more of these, right? Which may lead you to an HR director who needs a moving company problem and doesn't deal with a bigger moving company. Doesn't know how, right?
And I think, if I may, asking those questions, and that's one of the things we do here, like when we're answering calls, but it can change the entire direction of a call. I mean, if you ask someone why they're moving and it's because they're getting divorced, that's a very different call than it's a kid going to college.
Really good point.
Or moving grandma to the nursing home or the assisted living facility. It's a very different call. And you'd handle it a lot different. If you're moving grandma to assisted living, you're going to, obviously you need to be trustworthy anyway, but you're going to build on that that type of aspect. You want them to feel that you're going to be a trustworthy company. You're going to take care of them. You're going to do whatever it takes. You're going to send your best guys. They're going to be, accommodating to grandma and stuff like that. Very different than moving a college student. So I think that's really important.
Okay. Matt, same question to you. What is something that moving companies can be doing this summer to stay pretty proactive?
Proactive, yeah. Right now, and I've said this on a lot of podcasts, I really think, a fresh coat of paint on a lot of people's brands can go a long way. And I mean that by professional photography, things like that, they can just really kind of up their image. If everyone's using, Google to look up movers and they're going to look at photos, what are your photos saying about your business? Anytime we take a new client on, I'm looking them up on Google, checking their stuff out, seeing their reviews. One, obviously, we want to make sure we work with good companies, but we also want to see, kind of what does that brand say about them, right? And more often than not, I see, guys that are wearing regular everyday clothes, looks like they have grandpa's old moving pads, none of their trucks are wrapped. So I just think like professional photography and even getting a little fresh coat of the paint on the brand can go a long way right now for a lot of movers.
Actually, even in what we do, I do this a lot. Matt and I get to see each other a lot on this with the moving industry and helping the moving industry. But Matt always tries to give me tips like for ready rolls. Like, Steve, look at your background, look at mine. And he's right. Look at it right now in comparison. You see Matt's brand on everything when you look at his image. You don't see ready rolls anywhere when you look at my side. And so Matt does a really, really good job of that. So props to you.
Thank you.
I also recommend that. Look at Google. I work with a lot of movers, and I'll look at Google, and they have this beautiful rebrand they spend a lot of money on, but they still have a rider truck and guys in a uniform on their Google directory, which is their front door. So,
yep.
Great, Matt.
Thank you for adding that, Stephen. That's great. Absolutely.
And you look great today for this early in the morning in Colorado. So
thank you, sir. Thank you. I just remembered at 6:15. I'm like, I got a podcast today. So hey, we got it done though. Thank you.
All right. So Joseph, when you finally get in, just let us know.
I made it, and we got everything routed to where it needs to be. I don't know why Zoom requires me to go through 5 extra steps just to get audio where I want it. I'm an audio engineer and a video engineer, and I have never in my life, hold on, I just realized my camera's on. I've never in my life had to spend more time Googling how to get any sort of audio to my Bluetooth through Zoom. That is the only app like this. It made me feel old. I feel like my time is coming.
You sound great right now, though. You sound great, just to confirm.
It kindly reminded me that I was born before the iPhone.
So Joseph, by lead of example, is just so motivational right now. This is a definition of an entrepreneur. Got his head cap on, his robe on. He's like, you know what? Still getting business done.
Well, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I actually got roughly about 3 hours of sleep for this call. Maybe 2.5 to 3. So I was like, I'd rather not take the extra time and try to look pretty. I'd rather just look raw for you guys. And yeah, this is what a night of editing social media posts and videos and photography looks like. It is horrid.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? Long as the movers show up, we ain't complaining usually.
Hey, I mean, I know normally when I show up on most other jobs, I definitely look a lot better than this.
So, real quick, share a little bit about yourself and one win you had to share.
Wow. All right. I guess a little bit about myself. So, my name's Joseph. If any of you guys didn't see my episode or don't know much about me, I'm originally from Atlanta. I ended up using, as I was growing up, moving not only as a platform to help provide for myself and take care of myself in a time where I necessarily wasn't in the best position to do that, but also to grow and learn a lot of tools that turned me into the professional that I am now. I would like to say that my biggest win probably for this year, I don't know if y'all could see a little further up, you'd see the board behind me where I've been masterminding with a few friends. I'd want to say that um, it's probably being able to reconnect with a few of my friends and associates over the years, and we've been able to come together over the past 2 or 3 weeks to set up a few things. One, we're setting up the new South Side Entertainment District or Entertainment Block in College Park. That is going to be 100% minority owned, 100% minority ran block of not just studios, but venues and a restaurant on the corner, right downtown on Main Street in College Park. And I think that that's a major win, being able to be around the people that I've been around in that capacity, being able to work with those people. A lot of them, again, being friends that I've known since I was very young, but being able to reconnect, especially for all of us from Atlanta who, if you're from the West Side, you know that it's not often you're going to reconnect with people after high school, unless you're at funerals or at sentencing. So to be able to see a lot of those people outside those settings, to see a lot of us be successful, to be able to discuss our adversity. A lot of those people actually saw the episode of yours I was on. Um, if you know anything, we don't always talk about our problems, but they saw that, and a lot of them were moved, and a lot of them were inspired, and that was inspiring to me. The fact that you were able to give me a platform and a megaphone to amplify my voice, that even my peers around me that I didn't even think would take any interest in anything to do with moving, were able to find value in that. I think that's a major win for this year.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, thank you. As well as so tell people, I guess, what type of business you're into.
Um, so obviously to be on this show originally, or at some point you had to be in moving, and I wasn't moving. I made it all the way up to regional supervisor, B&H Elite Moving, Follinsville, West Virginia, before I eventually got out of the game. Now I currently work in entertainment. I am a live TV broadcast entertainment, like audio and video engineer. I do cam up and do other stuff, but I also have my own businesses. I've got a 3D print farm. My main business, my bread and butter, is Multimedia Production Studios. Knoxville, Memphis. We've got a partnership in Hopkinsville, like we were just discussing. The new Southside Entertainment Block in College Park is coming. We've got Chattanooga coming.
Memphis.
Yeah, look, I'm in and out of Memphis like it's my second home, man. I love it. Actually, believe it or not, I also, for like broadcast, I work for the Grizzlies. So yeah,
Heck yeah.
I'm in and out of Memphis.
That's
a
right.
lot.
Hit me up next
love
time you come in.
Absolutely. I'll get your info from Dwight. Man, look, I think I'll be there at the end of the month, to the beginning of August, that first week. So yeah, I'll hit you up, man. We can go grab something to eat. Yeah, we got it in Memphis, we got it in Knoxville. And Knoxville's in the Sun Sphere. I'm still excited about that. We're just finishing up the last few things. I picked up one of the last pieces of equipment I needed yesterday, and it's a beautiful, exciting thing to get this far. I have paid, like anyone else with expensive hobbies, a lot of money. And I've spent a lot of time to get here. I honestly, genuinely, bringing it back to moving, wouldn't have been able to do it if I did not develop or further refine the tenacity that comes with moving, especially if you do it long term and it's not something you do like 1 or 2 jobs and go, oh, it's too hard for me. I was in the thick of it in some of the hottest summers and some of the coldest winters, and that type of determination it takes to get the job done, no matter what's going on around you. And moving, you never know if you're going to be in somebody's projects or you're going to be in a multi-million-dollar neighborhood, and both of those things come with their own issues that you have to work through, your own environment you have to adapt to, and especially having to do that. So young, doing that, coming fresh out of high school and making that a part of my early career for as long as I did, um, definitely built up the grit and determination. I call it the stubbornness, the hard headedness, to push through and get this far. And now we're here. July is our finish month. We'll be open all across the board by the end of the month. We're already open in Hopkinsville, Kentucky at our partnership with the ARC. And it's just a really exciting time.
Okay, okay. All right, y'all. Thank y'all again for joining us. And we'll see y'all next episode of Mornings with Movers. All right, y'all. Take care.
Take it easy, guys.
Take care.
See you guys.